Oh, hello. The music stopped suddenly. Still too busy dancing. Hi, welcome to another episode of Ouch My Money. I am Denise. Oh, my hair is sticking in my face. Hi, Douglas. What? What's up, Douglas? We are gonna do it to Rachel.
Okay.
Rachel, are you ready, Rachel? Is it she don't want to come on? She's refusing to come on. But the moment she come on, we're gonna do this to her. Hello,
Hello,
Rachel. Are you
everybody. I'm
ready?
Douglas Kampong Kid,
Are
and we're
you
waiting
ready?
for our other partner in crime, adventure, money. Ouch. Quick,
Yeah.
we're
The other
waiting.
ouchie. Are you ready?
Next time you can do it yourself, just amongst two of you and
No, no,
I'll
no, no. We must
let it
spread the
run.
joy and the happiness with everybody. Like you, Rachel. Okay, come on. It's time to flash our topic of the night. Flash it. Let's flash
Ta-da!
our ripples.
Yeah.
Ripples,
So,
okay.
so we're going to talk about. So we're going to talk about the backstory, the
Of what?
backstory of Ouch My Money.
Out of
How
money, we got to talk
we,
about this before, the backstory. Like how it got started. Is it
yeah, how
considered
we got
backstory?
started, but how, but we're going to go back some more backstory.
Few hundred years ago.
Or
Few
to
hundred,
dinosaur times lah, basically.
few hundred years ago for you, maybe.
When we were all
I'm not that old.
dinosaurs. We were all dinosaurs with tiny little legs.
Yeah. So anyway,
Okay.
we are going
Yes.
to backstory. We're going to backstory tonight.
We are going to backstory tonight and then we're going to future story tonight also.
Mm.
So backstory, we are going to talk about essentially what brought us
Ripples.
together lah, right?
Mm.
Ripples. I talk about ripples. I keep telling that later I mispronounce it to near ripples.
Okay,
Okay, anyway,
that just shows what you're present to.
I'm very present to such things. It's okay. I don't deny it.
Mm.
So anyway, backstory. Basically today we are going to talk about something that it's actually something that brought us together lah, in a way. I mean, yes, I saw brought us together, and that is something that has been in the making for 2 years. Is it 2 years? Has it been 2 years,
Mm.
Douglas? Around there, right?
What, the thing that happened last weekend?
Yeah, yeah. The
Actually, it's
thing
been
that
in the making for the last 10 years. Okay,
no.
except that
Wow.
one thing after another, it could not happen, and finally,
Oh, okay. I mean, after an
yeah. So
absence of 2 years, after an absence of
after
2
the
years.
absence, okay. So after the absence of 2 years, it made a comeback, and more than that, it made a comeback. It made a comeback in Singapore after being away for more than 20 years
From Singapore.
from Singapore.
Okay, so basically, what we are talking about right here is money and you.
Okay, so for the benefit of people who may be online or who may watch this in the future who have absolutely no idea and have never heard of this
Go and Google it.
money and you. Okay, it is not money and you. Because I remember when the person who enrolled me to go to KL for 3.5 days first told me about, I want you to go to Money and You, and then I looked at that person and, money and me. What money and me? Then she said, no,
Okay.
is this money and you? So it went on for a little while. Anyway, so Money and You is a program. It's an entrepreneurial program. It's a 3.5 day program that was created when 1980. That was more than 40 years ago. Originated from the United States of America. Started as an entrepreneurial program. Has been around the world. It's run in many cities around the world, and to date, there are more than 200,000 graduates worldwide. And the one thing that, and it is not the only thing now, but it was the one thing that the three of us had in common. Okay, the four of us. Okay, so Chunho is not able to be with
Oh
us
yeah, I was
here
going to say
tonight.
that.
Yeah.
I forgot to talk
So
about
the,
Chunho.
so for it was the thing that made us friends, right? We're friends, right? Yeah, the
What
way that
us? As in, like, make us friends.
Well,
Right,
that's
friends, right?
Douglas. He needs to
well,
confirm
okay,
with people that they are friends.
that occasion for us to cross paths and be acquainted with each other and
But not
eventually
friends.
form love-hate relationships with each other.
The
Yeah lah,
long-winded
love-hate
way of,
Well, that's Douglas. Douglas likes to takes the adventure. He likes to take. He likes
Yeah.
to tell. He likes to take He likes to take an adventure when he's storytelling.
Okay, so anyway, yeah, so it was the thing that brought us together, and eventually, seemingly inadvertently, but realistically, precessionally, ended up with us doing Ouch My Money, which we've been. How long have we been doing this? 2 years? 1
I
year?
have no idea.
Okay,
How long?
for many episodes. Okay, though we don't do the episodes very frequently.
It's once every 2 weeks.
So it's the thing that occasioned for us to come together and have conversations and discourse about a topic that drives most of us nuts. That's called money, and how it
Money.
creates an ouch, how it creates ouch for many people. Okay, over to you, Denise. Yeah, so that's
What is
money
over
and
to
you.
me?
It's not money and you. It's money and you.
So the program
As a
name is
program.
basically Money and You. Okay, the program name is basically Money and You. MONEY and YOU. If you need the more context, go and Google that. But basically, super excited because Money and You has been absent. A physical get together at the very least has been absent for 2 years because of COVID. Previously, it was in KL, right? Yeah, so it's
So
been
for the past 20 years, about 20 years, it's been in this part of the world. It's been run in KL, and
yes.
we brought it back to Singapore.
Yeah, because of certain COVID restrictions and all that. So, being humans, being resilient humans, we found a way to do what seems impossible, and we brought it into Singapore. And I think I don't know whether it's true for everybody lah, but Money and You it's always very physically tiring when I go back, honestly speaking, because of the early morning, late night, and all that, right? But at the same time, it recharges me emotionally and spiritually and intellectually. So every time I go, because Money and You is a very different thing from what's going on outside, right? We speak a different language. We talk about things that's happening in the world from a different perspective altogether. And I realized that after 2 years of not being able to go for Money and You, right, I have not been as vigilant at practicing the flip charts. And then really, and because I don't check in, right, or maybe I don't check in deep enough, or I didn't even know until I was back at Money and You, and then I was like, what is wrong? Oh my god! I feel like I need to reintegrate myself into the community. Not that I didn't know what they were talking about, I did, but at the same time, I felt like, what is wrong? How come I never practice all these things I'm talking about there? And that was like a
$5,
shocker.
$5.
No, I'm not justifying what I'm just simply stating it as it is. That I said I didn't practice deep enough. I didn't check in deep enough. So whatever it is lah. So when I went in, I really felt like, okay, all these things I need to be more vigilant.
Okay,
Maybe more
anyway, before
vigilant.
Denise continues, for the benefit of our viewers and those who may not be familiar with Money and You, the program, what Denise is talking about, going back, is that so Money and You is a 3.5-day program.
Yes.
that we go for the first time and attend as participants. And
Yes.
thereafter, we have lifetime membership,
Yes.
which means that for any Money and You in the world, or wherever Money and You, the program is held, we actually get to go return to the program and reconnect with the space, with the people, make new friends, etc., etc., etc. Okay, network and build connections and everything else in between. So what Denise was talking about was because over the last 2 years, because of COVID, we were not able to do physical Money and Use, and that actually put us a lot of us into cold storage, of not being able to
Withdrawal symptoms.
withdraw everything else in between, because we were not
Withdrawal,
able
then
to
cold
go back and
storage.
connect with people. Yeah, so last weekend, because it was in Singapore, I guess for a lot of people as well, they were thrilled, stoked, whatever. Okay, to go back
Yeah.
and connect
Plus, got a lot of
again
new
with the
faces
space.
leh. Got a lot of new faces. I think because maybe now in Singapore, a lot of them they're like, hey, it's easier to come, so they just drop by, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, because previously when it was in KL,
Yeah, just fly and
Singaporeans
all
had
that.
to travel up. Yeah,
Mm.
so now it's back in our neighborhood.
It's
Yeah.
back, and the next one is in.
July.
Is it out? Is it sold out already? By the way, I'm just curious. It's just me keeping.
No, it's more than 50% filled, and at the rate it's going, I think we're gonna fill up. We're going to fill up and
very
wait list
soon,
people
right?
by the end of in the next couple of weeks.
And I'm sharing the link in the comments.
Okay, so go check out. So this is what influencer services. So go check out the link below in the comments below. www.moneyandyou.sg. Go click on the link, check it out, and let us know what you think. If you're thinking well, if you are going to say stupid comments, please don't let us know what you think.
Yeah. So
Why are you
anyway,
so- Yeah.
let's. I can't remember if I've ever asked the two of you before, but many years have passed, right? Were the two of you classmates?
No.
Or Rachel
Were
did
we
before?
classmates? Were we classmates?
When
I
do you
don't
do
remember.
when do you do Money and You, Rachel?
Well, according to the name tag, I think it's April 2016, if I'm not wrong. I can't
That
remember,
means
April
one
or
batch
October.
October.
Oh, yeah, October. Then I'm before you. I think I'm one batch before you. If I'm
Yeah, I
not wrong.
remember she was not in my batch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember that Rachel. Can I tell the backstory?
Can say lah.
Oh,
You
there's
say
more.
lah.
This is Rachel's backstory.
I know you will say. Say lah.
Secrets about Rachel.
This is
Woohoo!
Rachel's backstory. So Rachel, okay, so the Strengths Quotient Institute manage the Money and You community in Singapore, and in the same way we enroll people to go to Money and You, and there's something I am very committed to do because of the impact that it's had on my life, and the thing that I want to do to bring a lot more people to Money and You. And so every batch of Money and You, there are nice people. Okay, not that the others are not nice. There are nice people, and then there are difficult people. Okay, people who would have paid money for the program, okay, and delay attending. Okay, have all sorts of reasons of not being able to make it. Last minute things that pop up, excuses, justifications, and they scold us. They
Did I
scold us.
call you? Oh my goodness.
Okay,
Did
maybe not you, but there are people who do. Okay, they scold us, and we stay committed. We stay committed because there is a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and Rachel was one of those people. Okay, not the scolding, not the people who scolded us,
Not
but
definitely not in the nice tribe lah. Not in the nice, not
Yeah,
the nice side
no.
lah.
So the context, must understand the context. Back then was a very different me. You know, Douglas always say there's a before Money and You, after Money and You for him.
Yeah, it's true.
And
It's true.
also-
Same
yeah.
goes for me.
there's also a before Money and You and after Money and You for me, where back
But before
then
I
there
was in the nice group. But before I was already in the nice group.
yeah, and so this was what I understood after, and what Douglas never failed to remind me that I think he said before that it took me 3 years to sign up or 3 years to attend Money and You because I had so many questions. First of all, because Singaporean must have to travel all the way to KL. So I remember some of the
You know,
questions.
Singaporean ma, Singaporean, there's a big
That
justification.
one is definitely $5 statement that you have to travel to KL.
No, there's a
Definitely
$50
$5.
statement.
No, that's the context where because I have to travel to KL, so that I ask questions such as what is the cost about? What am I getting out of it? Why do I have to travel all the way there? Is it safe? And a lot of questions. So that was before Money and You. But
Imagine
eventually,
if this is in Australia, you will need to wait for 5 years before you go.
yeah. But you must give me I must emphasize this. You must give me credit because I attended at the end. After 3 years. Yeah. So yeah, lor. I went eventually, right?
Well, aren't you glad
Otherwise,
you
we
went?
won't be friends.
Imagine you still don't want to go after 10 years. What, piang?
Yeah.
See, so pay money and already paid money, okay, and resist. Okay, so sometimes I don't get it. But look, look at Rachel today.
Yeah, look at
Look at Rachel
today.
today, so different. You see the higher the resistance, the more I'll get out of it.
Actually, you are right.
Actually,
You're right,
it's true.
because
It's true. Yeah, it's true. I
in our
agree.
experience, the people who resist the most,
The people who take the longest to break.
get
Has the
the
biggest breakthrough.
biggest takeaways.
Yeah, have the biggest breakthrough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially those you see like quiet. After 10,000 reviews, then they get breakthrough. Those they change drastically also. Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
and Miss Wong,
What?
Miss Wong. Actually, it was it Mr. Ng who? Okay, not this Mr. Ng, the other Mr. Ng.
Oh, you also Mr. Ng. Sorry, I forgot about that.
Yeah, thanks.
Uh,
Yeah, so the other
Doesn't
Mr.
matter,
Ng.
doesn't it, Douglas? Yeah. The
You
other
want to,
Mr. Ng.
say a little bit more? I can't remember your backstory.
My backstory, yeah. My backstory, the one who asked value questions is Victor lor.
Sorry.
Do you remember? My backstory is I went for the preview, and the one who asked many questions in my preview was Victor. Do you
Yeah,
remember Victor?
but how did you end up going? Because was it because of
Yeah.
It was
What
because
brought you to Money and You?
yeah, it was because of my Mr. Ng lor. So basically, okay, so he has been going for self-development courses for a while already. Investment etc., all that value investing, etc. So he was thinking about going for either MMI or Money and You. And just nice, our dear Jeff, I'm sure you all know who he is. The
yes.
LS. Yes.
Okay, now I remember the
This-
backstory. Yes.
Yeah, this batches LS is his friend and Jeff has gone for both before, Money and You and MMI, and the full course. So he went for all the additional add-ons it's like a full meal, it's a top-up meal. So he told my husband that the two programs are essentially very different and they work on different parts, right? But he say if you can only go for one program, then go for Money and You. So we decided to go for the preview of Money and You, which was where I first met Douglas. And I was like, what is this preview about? This preview doesn't tell us anything at all about Money and You. Except for the
That's why I
time.
have so many questions.
Except for the time taken, like it's a 3.5 days course, the cost and where is it and what it includes, like like the bus up and down, right? That kind of thing. But the program itself, there was nothing. There was nothing about the program. He was just so there was an introduction for Douglas. You were the one who did the preview for us, Douglas. So there was an introduction about you, and then you say that you changed your life, etc. But then you didn't say that what the preview was about.
But we
So I
played a
was like,
game. We played a game. Hey, have you forgotten
we
the
played a
game?
game. We played a
Yes,
game.
we
But
did.
Oh yeah, we did. Then you say that money is all about games, so that was about it lah. But of course,
No, hey.
but that was all I remembered. Okay, it probably is different because he's the one who run the program. He will remember, but that was all I got out of it. Okay, so anyway, the only reason why I went is kind of like a push for my husband to go also. Like I knew that somehow I knew that this would help him move forward. I don't know how I knew lah, but somehow I knew that this will help him move forward. And I was thinking that if I go also, then he will be more inclined to go. You get what I mean? So I told him that okay, if you go for this, then I will go also. But then, if you go for MMI, I'm not going. Because MMI is so the style is too much for me. It's so in my face. It's like, hello, don't come so close, thank you. Their style is very in your face, so you see which style you want. Okay, but anyway, I just sit there long. But of course, after attending Money and You, I understand why Douglas couldn't give much away, because there is really, it's nothing to, even after being in Money and You for a while already. How can I tell people what Money and You is about? There's no other way to tell. It's just demonstrating through myself what Money and You is about.
So you
And then-
understand.
I
So you
understand.
understand why the preview was not a preview, right?
Yes, it was not a preview, but it's very true. Other people don't understand. Like, it's a program preview, no preview. But it's very simple. It's like trying to explain scuba diving or skydiving or climbing Mount Everest to somebody who has never done it before. How do you explain that
Or
feeling?
trying to explain what maybe, for example, an apple tastes like without the person having tasted apple before.
Yeah, or maybe the person is blind. Then you try to explain what green color, what is the green color. How do you explain? Cannot explain one. The person must experience for themselves. So before we went into Money and You, we were blind. And after we went to Money and You, we could see all the colors of the rainbow. But after 2 years, the colors of the rainbow got fade a bit. So then you go back, it's like charging in the phone like that. You need to plug in, then you see the colors come out again. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, after attending, I don't understand also, which is why like my colleagues ask me what program I go to and what are my takeaways. The usual things is takeaways, right? I always tell them, oh no, it's just a program on money and me and my relationship with money. Because you know, some people when you talk to them, I can feel whether they are truly interested or it's just something to ask. You know?
Yeah.
And a lot of them is just something to ask. So I don't want to bother spending time and effort to explain what it is when you are definitely not going to really care. And then sometimes the person will say, oh, yeah, okay lah, because I took leave ma. So some of my colleagues asked me, hey, okay lah, you come here, you teach me what is it about. I was thinking, you want you go yourself, what I teach you what is it about? Siao, you think I instructor you crazy? But anyway, I didn't say that. I just said, oh, yeah, ha, ha, ha. So fake. But anyway, yeah. So I was very excited about Money and You lah. Very, very excited. But I went there and I realized that I felt different from previous times. I think, like I say, it's been a while. So it took me a while to kind of get back into the groove of things. So,
And
okay, I'm very curious. So Douglas is a co-instructor for this time's Money and You, right? How did
Yes.
you feel?
Who?
You, Douglas. How did you feel
in Singapore.
after
about
2
being a
years
co-instructor?
after 2 years of not practicing? Because
I
I went there as a
thought-
reviewer ma, so my point is as a reviewer. So how about you as a co-instructor?
I think there were a lot of mixed feelings. And I was very confused. Actually, the 3.5 days I was very confused because there were so many things going on. It's the first time in a very long time that we had Money and You back in Singapore, and you guys know Money and You is a huge program. Okay, there's a lot of logistics involved, a lot of back end stuff that's going on in order to put together the program. So we had a lot of things going on, and we were at a new venue. We were back in Singapore after many, many years. So that naturally there would be teething problems. So there was all that, and then I had to get into the space of
co-instructor.
being a co-instructor. And so there was a lot of mode switching going on, and and then there was Money and You is back. Okay, I've been dreaming about having Money and You in Singapore for the last a very very long time, and there were a lot of other things in the way. Okay, we had doubt that we were able to pull it off. Okay, because of the cost in Singapore. Malaysians are not going to come to Singapore because it's too expensive to even spend money on hotels and all this with the exchange rate and all that. And yeah, so we had a lot of doubt about how we could actually pull it off in Singapore, and finally we did. So there was joy, exhilaration, there was all sorts of essence that
Exploding out of you.
yeah. So it was a bundle of emotion, and but because there were so many things coming in from all directions, I think I didn't really have time to even think or feel very much.
Process.
Yeah, so it was just a wave, and
Doing,
then the
doing.
3.5 days. After 20 years, and then after 2 years of COVID, it was down to 2 days. I remember on Tuesday when I went to pick Dom up and said, "Wow, Dom is in Singapore. Dominic
Yeah.
in
Leon.
Singapore. He's landed. His plane has landed. It's real. It's real." And then so that
It's
was down to
happening, it's
2 days.
happening.
And then it was down to the day itself. And now it's 2 weeks later. so it just
And this Saturday is a completion already.
yes, and this Saturday we're doing our completion.
Nice.
So it was just a whirlwind of events that happened.
So you were just doing.
Yeah, so it was a lot of doing this. And the momentum was just kept moving us forward, kept moving me forward. So now I'm very excited. So I'm now very excited for the competition on Saturday. So for those who
Okay.
are not familiar with Money and You, we have the 3.5 day event, and then usually 1 week later we would have a completion event where everybody comes back together and reconnects before we go out into the world and create more ripples. But we couldn't do that last weekend because it was Mother's Day, and so we're doing it this Saturday. Yeah, happy Mother's Day, everyone who's a mother.
Happy Mother's Day to everyone who's a mother.
Yeah. And that's not the two of you.
But also happy Mother's Day to everyone who has a mother.
Okay, happy Mother's Day to everyone who has a mother. Okay,
Is
anyway,
it
yeah. So
everyone? Okay, anyway.
Yeah, yes, everyone.
yeah, it is. Yeah. Yep. So it was amazing. And we have a lot more that's coming up. July is coming up. And then
July and then September.
yeah, and then September is in KL, but September is sold out.
Yeah, but September I think I will have to go.
Yeah,
What-
September is a very special. September is a very very special Money and You because
What's
we
the
have 200 people coming from
Vietnam.
another country.
wow?
From
200.
Vietnam. Yeah, so that sold out. We are looking to see if it's possible to have another Money and You before the year ends, but that's not confirmed. And after that, it's going to be March 2023.
Is it in
Where?
yeah,
is
is it Singapore, KL?
2023, yeah, Singapore, and yeah, at least Singapore, and then we'll see where else we can have it. Okay, so anyway, Rachel, before and after Money and You. So what's
How do you feel? How do you feel
Rachel,
this
and
time
then
round?
we'll go to Denise. Okay.
Is it before and after, or we like how you feel? How you feel lah? How you feel first
Yeah,
lah? After
before
2
and-
years,
and how-
after
and-
2 years, never touch the control. Already. Okay, so for context, Rachel is part of the logistics team. She's in charge of the music and the sound system, right?
Yeah. So
Tired.
I'll talk about the before and after first. Then I'll talk about this round what I got from it. So before Money and You, I was an employee. I was working for other people. After Money and You, I quit my job and I start working for myself. And then the journey of exploration begins. And also, so because Money and You is my very first personal development program, So it had such a deep impact on me that it started me in my own personal journey and also taking on other personal development programs as well. This is a world that I've never known before. It's like suddenly my eyes open. Yeah. So yeah, Lord, that's after Money and You, Lord. I feel that I'm a little bit more conscious of my choices and more aware of what I want. It's like slowly getting to know myself all over again after Money and You, the re-evaluation and stuff. Yeah. So it's a journey, lah. I wouldn't say so of course along the way there are doubts, there's fears, there's uncertainty. But if you ask me again, I'll still do it all over again. Yeah, I think it's worth it. And so for the recent one, yeah, some things cannot say, but what I got from the most recent one is that like I mentioned earlier, the withdrawal symptom where very long never go into Money and You room. Very long, which also means that very long never kena triggered inside the Money and You room.
Inside
So
the
when
community, huh?
yeah, so when I got triggered, it sort of it sort of caused me to think what lesson is there for me to learn and what I need to get out of the incident such that I learned my lesson and move on. So yeah, it's lor, it's a lesson that I feel that it's a lesson that I need to learn. I haven't really grasped it yet, which is probably why I'm not able to articulate it. But when I get it, I'll tell you guys. Yeah, that's for the most recent one.
Okay. Miss Wong.
No, Rachel haven't said how she feels after coming back for 2 years. Oh, kena triggered. Okay, yes, I got it.
Yeah, kena triggered.
Yeah, kena triggered.
I'm not there, but also kena triggered. But easy to trigger lah. I'm still very much a work in progress, easily triggered. So before and after, before I was a judgy bitch lor, seriously. Honestly, like, oh my god, what is she wearing? Oh, that kind of thing. Just very judgy, very bitchy, but the judgment comes because I was very judgmental about myself also. Right? So I was very harsh about the things. Like people always say I'm very harsh to people when talking to people outside, but the way I talk to myself is 100 times harsher. Really, it's like everything I do is not good enough. Not good enough was like my background track lah in my head. Not good enough, But that was before lah. Now after, sometimes I still feel that way because it's been quite a few years already. So it needs. I'm still practicing. Sometimes it still comes up. But right now, I'm a lot more. I take time. Okay, how should I put it? I notice when I'm getting triggered, and then because I notice I am able to stop myself or slow down to ask myself what's really going on, why am I being triggered, and then instead of lashing out and reacting, I'm able to respond in a way that I want to respond in a way that can give me the results that I want. But sometimes I do lash out also because that is also part of provocability, because some people really do need a lashing. So it's like I tell you once, twice, it's like the universe sending you signs, right? So it's a tap first, tap, then it becomes a slap, then it's a kick lah. So it's the same. But at least now it's a conscious choice. And yeah lor. Oh, and something else that is very emotional for me. I say emotional because I can feel the emotions coming up. Oh, cannot see my face. Okay, so anyway.
That's the universe. Tap, 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 tap. Okay,
It's giving me time to tear. Oh, my husband is here. The other Mr. Ng is here. So anyway, something very emotional for me is that my sister also attended this time's Money and You. So she's a freshly minted, she's fresh meat, you know, fresh on the market, whatever lah. So, but it's really very nice because she understands why it was difficult for me to really like Douglas lah, unable to articulate what money is about. Cannot show, you have to experience it for yourself. And then she also understood why I started behaving differently after I attended Money and You. And it's very nice to just say something and then she will correct me. She will be like, because she's new, right? So a lot of things are very fresh in her mind. So like today I say something, then suddenly I say, yeah, no choice ma. Not about me, not about somebody else. Then after that she said, no, she has a choice. I'm like, yeah, huh? She has a choice. My God, you see lah. And then I was like, I see. Then it's also very nice, like when we talk, I can tell her, like, we have this sweet chat about gradient, the frog being cooked, right? So anyway, gradient for context, meaning that you start off something small. It's like taking baby steps. So you start off something small, then you slowly work your way upwards. But instead of explaining it in so many words, I just say, oh, remember the frog flip chart? Then you say, oh yeah, the frog. Then I say, you all never notice where you're all of y'all were frogs, what? From day 1 until day 4. then she replied, she said, oh, you see, yeah, no wonder we all feel dead after day 4. We were all fully cooked on day 4.
Fully cooked.
Yeah, then she said, no wonder we feel so dead on day 4. I said, yeah, all fully cooked already, ready to be, 天机走. So that part was quite emotional for me. Because my family only has my sister and I ma. So now we can share the same language, and we may work towards different things, have different goals in life, but at least we are able to we are more able to understand each other better now. Because the second gen is just the two of us. 没有别人了. So yes.
So has your relationship with your sister changed since Money and You?
Actually the surface is still the same lah, but I think deeper understanding wise have a bit more. Because we are very typical Asians also, in the sense that like we know that we care for each other very deeply, but we don't really say it. But but like I say, it's still early ma. It's the beginning of her journey ma. It's also the beginning of my journey also lah. And what's interesting is my sister's partner was also at the program, so also freshly minted. So we always gather together. Means me, the other Mr. Ng, my sister and her partner, we always gather together because we all know each other ma. So now if the four of us can just talk about the frogs together lor. Talk about the frogs and the fruit bowl and all that. So if you guys want to know what is a frog and a fruit bowl, then you know what you need to do. Just go for Money and it's the experience of a lifetime. It's the beginning of a new chapter in your life. It's the beginning of a brand new you, or etc. lah. Okay. Yeah, so that was me before and after. Yeah. Suddenly everybody needs a moment to process.
Yeah, so we're all okay. I'm just in the space of amazement. Is that such a word? Amazement. Being
Whatever lah, you
amazed.
can make up new words for as long as people understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So every batch of Money and You, people who go through Money and You, it's always different, and I guess for me, when I think about success, I used to have a very different definition of success, and that definition of success was very heavily influenced by the programming that's occurring in the world. Okay, and I remember when I first came to Singapore, there was this 5C thing. Okay, so I'm Malaysian, right? So I came to Singapore,
Oh,
never
yeah.
heard of this 5C thing. This one,
Car,
car, condo, club,
Condo.
cash,
cash, and
condo,
career.
club. Is it club or career? Club as in
Okay.
club membership, you know, like yeah.
Condo.
Maybe
Country
it was one
club.
of the
Country
Okay,
club.
country
anyway,
club. It was one of those. It
yeah.
was one
So
of
so
those.
it was
Yeah.
this 5C thing, this 5C thing, and if you achieve all these five, you get all these 5Cs, then that's what success is supposed to be. So there was a lot. So when that was my impression of Singapore. Okay, that everybody is working for this 5C thing, and it was supposed to be the Singaporean dream or whatever it was. And then fast forward. So that was a programming, right? And then I inadvertently I also got caught in the flow. Okay, that was a lay blame statement. And then it was after Money and You when things started to get reframed, and I realized for me right now, one of the biggest successes that I consider in my life, okay, is seeing every batch of Money and You complete the program. And the difference is all the struggle, all the struggle with people like Rachel, the people like Rachel, all the struggle of the people who resist, the people who would postpone, delay, and everything, because there's the obedient group of people, um, and how they are, in their lives. Okay, not that there's anything wrong, but it was just how they are in their lives, and then they go through the 3.5 days, and at the end of the 3.5 days is um. Oh, this sounds like brainwashing. So it's not at the end of the 3 days.
Yeah. Okay.
At the end of the 3 days, what? Okay, how I would describe is, I see people have hope. I see people having hope that there is a life that they can create, that doesn't have to be part of that programming
see.
that we all go through. Okay, that doesn't have to be part of the struggle that a lot of people experience. That life doesn't have to be difficult, and life is not just about making money either, or earning a living. That we can that each and every one of us can actually have the lives that we want and deserve. Okay, so that hope that I see just makes it just makes that the success that I see and consider in my life right now. And I think also for like what Rachel said earlier, that one, it was a world that I never saw, I didn't know existed. And I think that was how it was for me as well. I thought I knew a lot. Okay, we always have the before Money and You persona, and then the after. So I thought I knew a lot, and the Douglas that you before Money and You, Douglas, is quite a cocky, arrogant person who wouldn't listen to anyone
It's a
who would
dickhead.
defy authority.
It's a dickhead.
and yeah, and Money and You was wow, I didn't know this reality, this world, these conversations existed. I didn't know all these things were going on. And then I got upset. I said, how come nobody told me about this before?
You weren't ready for it. You were not ready.
So it was an expansion. So it was a huge, massive expansion, and I did Money and You in 2008, so that's 14 years ago. I cannot imagine. Okay, so if you ask me, I cannot imagine what my life would be like today if I hadn't done Money and You 14 years ago. Okay, what's for certain is I probably wouldn't know you guys. What's for certain also, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation, this ouch my money thing. And yeah, I think it's just polar worlds apart.
Yeah.
Well, that's what ripples are for.
Yeah, and that's why the topic, for today is ripples, where whatever that is being done, it creates ripples out into the world, into different people.
And unlike a lot of other programs, that is the end. When the program ends, Money and You is an experience that puts people on what I consider a fast speeding train that you can't get off.
It's true, because I was doing some interviews for Money and You graduates and participants, right? So on the last day, I said, oh, okay, welcome to, because it was the last day, then they graduated already. I said, oh, welcome to Money and You. It's the end of the program. How do you feel? Blah blah blah. After that, I will end it with, it's the end of the program, but only the beginning of your journey. But it's true, right?
It is. It is. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Because the teaching doesn't end there. So whatever is taught within that 3.5 days are things that we can practice, put into practice into the rest of our lives. And that's the application part, which is why it's the start of our journey.
Yeah, and I think that the things that were taught is just like a fire starter lor. You know the barbecue, you need the fire starter, the red colour one. Yeah, then after that, then you have to burn the coals. And then cook the frog.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
playing a different game. No, it's not playing a different game. It's playing the same game
In a different way.
differently.
Yeah.
In a
Okay, the
different
game
way.
of life, the game of money, the game of relationships, the game of, well, I mean, whatever the game is.
Whatever the game is.
Yeah, whatever the game is, having different tools, having different knowledge, having different possibilities and choices.
And
And
sometimes people,
another thing is also stepping into the community and knowing the people and the ability to connect with people, to
have
talk about the
conversations.
principles and and seeing how those principles are being applied differently
by other
different
people. Yeah.
It's one of the eye-opener for me.
Yeah. Everything that Rachel said. Yeah. Hello, Sherilyn. We were just talking bad things about you earlier.
But the thing I think I appreciate a lot. Okay, so I'm someone who doesn't like to network. Okay, even though I'm an entrepreneur, I don't like to go to networking events. I don't like to interact with people. It's terrible, right? And Money and You,
That's a
and from
judgment
Money
you
and
have
You,
of yourself.
this okay. This must remember. This before Money. Okay, must remember before Money and You, after Money and You.
Okay.
The line is very clear. Before Money and You and after Money and You.
Pre and post.
Pre and post. I inherited an entire global network. Okay, I didn't even have to put in any effort to get to know.
You do have to put effort to maintain it though.
Yeah, correct. But the thing is, it's so difficult to meet people that you want to meet, and you need to who are aligned with what you want to do, who are aligned with your purpose, who are aligned with who are on the same frequency, and then you have to go through people. That sounds terrible, right? That sounds terrible. Okay,
Why
you
is it
need to meet
terrible?
many
That's
people.
once
You
again
need
the
to meet
judgment that
many
you have.
people to find a few people, and
That's
after
how
Money
life
and You
is.
see, I met the two of you, and I didn't even have to put in any effort.
You did what? You reached out what? You have Douglas. Okay, Douglas says he doesn't put any effort, but I don't think he sees what he does. He's the one who has a community of Money people in Singapore. What? It's because of the community. I always say this on Spice and Nice. It's because of the community that Douglas built up, right? That a lot of the people that I work with today or have kept in constant touch with, it comes from the community that you have set up. So don't stop saying that you don't do anything at all. You see, this is another filter that he needs to remove. You need to remove it.
I never saw it that way.
It is true.
Yeah, but I never saw it that way. Okay, I never saw it that way.
Okay, you can see it that way now sometimes.
Okay, thank you for letting me see it that way.
Yeah, and I think it's nice to have a network that you can have meaningful conversations with. That's very important.
No more
Instead of just
cappuccino talk.
Cappuccino talk occasionally is quite nice also lah, cause got drama hook ma.
Yeah, but don't need to stay at the surface all the time. You can go a little bit deep.
You can immediately sink very deep.
Yeah. So you don't have to talk about the weather today, the weather tomorrow,
Oh yes.
whether it rain or not. and what the weather is like next week before you get to the point that you want to get to. Okay, just zoom, go to the point. Forget about the weather already. Here's what we want to
I
talk
think
about. What I
so.
feel like saying is,
Yeah, sometimes I meet like people that I'm closer to on Monday, and sometimes we see each other. Then occasionally the person may have had a tough day or whatever, we all have those days. Suddenly I will be accosted, and then they'll be like, Denise, do you have a moment? I'm like, yeah. Okay, what I feel like saying is and I'm like, what I feel like saying is like,
do you think that's one of the most powerful tools that you ever learned from Money and You?
it
Is
is
what I
both
feel like
whether,
saying.
yes, correct.
Mm.
Both on the saying part and the listening part. I
Yeah.
think it's very important.
I think the new group of people have no clue yet about the power of what I feel like saying.
What I feel like saying is a chance to accost people. and next time I should accost people like that. When I'm interviewing them.
When you're interviewing them, okay.
Yeah, after at the Money and You. Hi, I'm Denise. I graduated. What I feel like saying is. Okay, anyway, yes, correct. So it's it's really very nice because to be honest, imagine if you just went for Money and You and then there's no community afterwards where you can talk about the principles, you can actually practice it, etc. Then it's very hard to stay in that conversation.
Mm.
Right? It's very hard because it's a new way of thinking, a new way of mindset, and all that. And honestly, if you ask me who I was before Money and You, I really have no idea. I really don't remember at all already. But if you ask my sister, she probably will remember better. Yeah, she's here by the way.
Mini
she
Rochelle.
just said hello. Yeah, Mini Rochelle. I don't know why is whatever lah. So anyway, I'm like Mini. Okay, so anyway, yeah, probably one day I will check in with her also. Like, what was I like before Money and You? She probably has many nasty things to say. I probably deserve them all. So yeah. Do any of y'all remember what you were like? Or is it kind of like a distant memory? I really
No, I very clearly I know what I was like. I was like a zombie because I
go to
knew.
work.
Yeah, just wake up, go to work, and then knock off, then come home and or go out and do whatever that needs to be done. It's all the doing. So back then, right? If you ask me, oh, what do you like? I say anything more.
Oh yeah, I remember when I first met you not long ago.
Really?
Yeah, when I first met you. No.
Oh my god.
That's what you said. Because when I first met you, it was at CAS. You were helping at CSQ, ma.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, you see, Douglas, your community. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I think you were lost. Then you said you said this thing. I remember you said I used to be like a robot or a zombie. Yeah, I was like,
Yes.
oh, okay.
So there's zero awareness, zero EQ, zero whatever. No. I'm a very intellectual and introspective person. So I would think and I use my brain and no awareness on the feelings or how other people will feel.
Oh, it's all logic and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, lor. So that was back then. So I was quite still can remember, but I'm glad that it's far away now.
It's far away. Okay. Okay. So a bit more context. I think this one we need to highlight this. For those of you who are not gone for Money and You, right, you hear us talking about Money and You, right? And then you wonder what has it got to do with so the people of Money and You, or the instructors at least, they all have success stories or that you can go and look them up. But sometimes you may wonder what has Money and You or the feelings, emotions, etc. we talk about has to do with business or managing a business, managing your relationships, etc. It has everything to do with it, because if you are not aware of your relationship with money, you are not aware of yourself, then how do you get more money to come your way? Or how do you attract more money? Or how do you keep the money you have? Your relationship with money will keep on giving you the same results with money that you have had until now. Yeah, that's what I feel like saying. I feel like I have to highlight that, because some people they're like, money and you sounds like a investment course or a business course, but why is it all about? Why is it so much? Why do most people take away is the biggest impact is always about our sales part? Yeah, because without awareness, your eyes are closed. Even if the money is come in front of you, you also cannot see. Okay, so money and you open your eyes, then you become more aware of yourself. So if the money come, you also can see. Okay, then you know how to manage it properly. Okay, so this for those that is not money graduates. I feel sometimes it's a very
Yeah. So
layman
here's another
condensed
take.
version.
Here's another take of why money and you, because money is probably the biggest conversation that people have in their lives. And the problem is not the conversation about money. The problem is people don't understand money. Okay, people don't understand what money is. People have stories about. Okay, people don't understand what the truth about money is, and then we have stories about what money is that is propagated by media that's told to us about what money does and what it can give us, and it can buy everything, and then on the other hand, it's the root of
How
all
is
evil.
evil and all that, right?
Yeah. So we all form relationships with this thing called money, which is a big conversation for most of the planet. And for a lot of us, because it is based on a wrong context or a misunderstanding of what money really is, then that creates consequences that don't work. Okay. People who have a lot of money, but it's meaningless or it's not fulfilling. Okay, so the first conversation is understanding what money is, the idea of money, how it works, our relationship with money, whether it's empowering or disempowering, and then the choices that we have around the conversation of money. Okay, and and how we can make money and how we can lose money and everything else in between. But the bigger conversation after that is the you. Okay, so two parts: money, and then there's the you. Okay, which is, and the you, which is me. Each of us is the we are the root of everything that is created in our lives. Nobody else created it. Okay, as much as we would like to think that Denise down there, okay, as much as I'd like to think that Denise down there contributed somewhat to things that happen, or Rachel, so it is not, or the person next door. Okay, at the end of the day, the only person who created anything in my life is me. Okay, and I need to acknowledge that. I need to acknowledge that. I need to
Be
be aware of
responsible.
my responsibility and the choices that I have that then create outcomes not only that impact me but also impacts other people. Okay, so those are the two big conversations. Okay, and usually the money conversation is an easier conversation because it's easy to see. Okay, and to step out of money and see what it is, it's a lot more difficult to step out of myself to see what's going on for me. And so Rachel was saying the doingness. Okay, most people live head up. Okay, because we've just been programmed. Okay, 20 years of school programs us to do things a certain way.
Plus,
Okay, and
doingness is also a distraction.
yeah, being busy, but not getting anywhere.
Being busy can also be a distraction because sometimes looking inside is very painful and scary.
So it's removing all that programming that then creates the possibility of choice. That things don't need to be that way, that we can actually choose. And that is the bigger impact for a lot of us. Okay, then everything else in between, okay, are the principles, the knowledge, the tools, the skills, the opportunity to practice. But what I would say what my biggest takeaway was my relationship with mistakes. Okay, before money and you, I refuse to make mistakes. Okay, because
Mistakes.
making mistakes means I am stupid, I am a
You have
failure, I'm
failed.
whatever it is. Yeah. Okay, but humans are designed to learn by making mistakes.
Yeah.
That was the biggest takeaway. So now I make a lot of mistakes because it means I will learn.
But making mistakes and changing your mind all the time is different thing, okay, Douglas?
So make the mistake once, okay, and then correct, and then make the next mistake. Not making the same mistake over and over and over again. That one, okay, need to
Yeah.
be short.
That one, please don't be stupid, okay? I always say. Okay, are we on last words now?
Oh yeah, Wow, time has
Aya, so
flown.
many. I tell you, talk about money and you, it's a non-stop thing, seriously for me. I can just go on and on. Okay, last words. Douglas, last words.
Rachel, last words.
Rachel is always the last to go.
Wow.
She's
Yeah,
typing for
let
us.
me type out first. You go.
Okay, Denise, last words. I need to drink water. I talked a lot just now.
That's a $500 statement. At your level is $500 already, Douglas. My last words
Hey, don't copy me. Drink water.
my last words my last words my last words just go for money and you, really. Okay, yeah, go for money and you. The shittier your life is, the more unhappy you are, the more stuck you feel, the more you need to go to money and you. It's a good leverage, honestly. Okay, this one is not my last words, but we were just I was talking to my friend about it. This is not last words, but okay, my last words finishing. So we were just talking about it, my friend and I, and then we were saying that money and you is a wonderful leverage for us. Like, I don't know how to like my loved ones, right? So my family, my loved ones, I don't know how to let them experience what I've experienced. I cannot teach them. I do not have that same program, that same whatever. So money and you is a leverage. But I can leverage on money and you to open their eyes. That's also a leverage lah. So yeah, really just go for it. That's my last words.
Okay,
Okay, Douglas.
thank you. My last words is. That's terrible English. My last words are. I believe that everyone should just go, because how else will you create something different? Because it's insanity to expect a different outcome if we continue to do the same thing over and over again. And unless there is an opening, or there's a disruption, or there's a disturbance in the force, things are just going to go status quo. Okay, and for real change to occur, we need to then trigger that change from a point of getting something different, or doing something differently, or being different. So change starts from who we are,
Yeah, that's true.
and that's
Another-
what I feel like
That's-
saying.
That's last word. So sometimes I wonder, should we start with what I feel like saying at the beginning of Ultimate Money?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, why don't we do that? So weird, Why didn't we do
Yeah,
that?
lor. Next time.
Okay, so we will
Yes,
start
Rachel,
with
what do you
I
feel like saying?
No, but these are last words different from what I feel like saying.
So anyway, my last words is I think I've mentioned this a few times, but this is my belief. I believe that everything happens for a reason. So if you are watching this and you have attended Money and you would have gained something from our conversation just now, because there's a reason you're watching this, ma. And if you are watching this and you have not attended Money and You, so there's a reason why universe arranged for you to be watching this video at this point, or at any point in time that you're watching the video as well. So think about it. The universe doesn't make mistakes.
Okay, last words. When
Go.
the student is ready,
The teacher will
when the
appear.
student is ready, so they say, right, when the student is ready, the master, the teacher, the whatever will appear. The truth is, the master, the teacher, whoever it is, has always been there. Okay, most people just don't see it.
Until you are ready.
Alrighty.
Alrighty, I guess we will see you guys 2 weeks later.
And if you found tonight's conversation meaningful and
like,
are
share, subscribe.
inspired by this conversation, yes,
Like, share,
please
subscribe. Even if you're not
like,
inspired, you just
share.
like our faces also. Like, share, subscribe.
And
Anything
we'll
they
see you.
do, whatever you're watching, this is for a reason. Like, share, subscribe. We are also we are on YouTube and Facebook, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Like, share,
Yeah, so
subscribe.
look for us, Kampong Kid. I'm Douglas Kampong Kid.
You want to put your, what do you mean look for you as in your Instagram title or what?
No, if you Google Kampong Kid, you will find me. And Denise is part of
Spice and Nice.
Spice and Nice. And
Yeah.
Rachel, where can we find you?
Wow, this is a little bit complicated. Rachel is still thinking.
If you need
Okay,
to contact
Rachel,
Rachel,
catch
just
up.
DM us, either one of us.
Rachel,
You
Yeah.
catch
pass
up.
on your message to her.
Okay, so we'll see all of you in 2 weeks.
2
Kampong Kid out.
weeks, we will see
2
you
weeks time.
guys.
See you guys.
Bye.